Hello and welcome to my newest video. Today I'm going to do a review on the Crosman Marlin cowboy rifle. I think it's supposed to be a replica of the Winchester, but I've not really looked it up. It looks like a replica of the Winchester. But this was made in competition with a Red Ryder gun made by Daisy Corporation that started producing those in 1930. Yeah, during World War II. I have no idea how the fuck they managed to survive there at that point, but they started producing them. Most of you may probably remember... Oh, damn it, I got a little bit of oil there. The Red Ryder gun from the movie A Christmas Story from 1987. This is not Red Ryder. We all know that. This is, in my opinion, and from a lot of other people's opinions, quite a lot better. Reason? Well, it's a little bit more accurate, as it has a slightly longer barrel than the Red Ryder. It is a little more powerful, because it has a little higher muzzle velocity. They're about the same when it comes to kinetic energy, about 2 joules. So, but this one has a higher muzzle velocity at 350 feet per second. The main pro about this gun is the fact that it's easy to use. It's like you just open that, load up the BBs, close it, hold up, pull the lever, fire. Of course, there's a little safety here, on, off. Now, it has this weird sight thingy that barely works. It's just a piece of plastic loose on the tube. And a piece of spring steel here. It's, in my opinion, adjusting that is completely useless. You just like point, you just like kind of line that up about halfway down the barrel, halfway down the front where that would be, and you'll probably hit. And there's whilst the Red Ryder BB gun has a consistent accuracy of 0, this thing has a consistent accuracy of terrible. And occasionally a BB does, I don't know why, but occasionally the BBs just turns sharply to the left. It's odd because you've got your aim perfect and all of a sudden you can literally see the BB turning just like, ooh. You can see it just taking off to the left, just flying to the left. It's like, what just happened? Yeah, well, in any case, the main cons about this gun is that it doesn't have very high accuracy, but I mean no old type BB gun does. This one's a really new model. It was made in Crosman started production of this model back in 2011. So it's this is actually an original copy, one of the first production copies. Original product lines, yeah. This one's actually 3 years old. I bought it yesterday, but it had been standing on the shelf, on the display shelf for 3 years. Oddly enough. Yeah. It's quite a cheap gun, actually. And most people say that these BB guns with round ball BBs, that they are for children only. That any kind of older person that wants to buy a BB gun shouldn't buy one of these because they're just frustrating. I agree on the part that they're frustrating, but I don't agree that you shouldn't buy them, because this is a fine little rifle here. I like it. I'm turning 18 this November, so I'm not exactly the youngest kid in the world, but I like these things. I wanted one of these since I was just a little. Since I was a little shit, I guess. I don't know. I wanted one of these for a really long time, so I'm happy to finally have one. I got a hold of money to buy one recently, so I bought it. But more importantly, would this suit a kid of today's values? I'm gonna have to go with no on that. Most children today seem to lack brains. I don't know why. It's just. It doesn't feel like a good idea to give something that could potentially kill you. Put that in the hands of a 5-year-old. it doesn't exactly seem like the safest thing in the world. But I guess some parents are stupid and wants to do that anyway. So they're probably gonna do that. And is this a rifle for an adult? No. It's not a rifle for a kid, it's not a rifle for an adult. It's a rifle for a teenager. This is something you buy and just go outside, shoot on cans, maybe a few targets, whatever you want. Ice cream box. Thing does some serious damage to plastic. Goes straight through it. Could you film the soda can? I fired it yesterday and, well, that's the result of the soda cans. Soda can I was shooting at. I don't think I remember to retrieve the target. I think I forgot it on the tree. But, in any case, it's quite simple to, yeah. It had this one weird thing when I bought it, and that was that, as you can see, it's quite worn there, and here it's a little bit worn too. This lever is made of aluminum, so it's not the most durable thing in the world, so it will wear quite quickly. If you plan on using this thing heavily and you can just cycle this thing like a real gun, if you are that strong, to just cycle this freaking spring-loaded thing like a real gun, just cycle fire, yeah. If you can, I would recommend switching this thing out. I would recommend making one of these things out of steel. Thick steel, because this won't be able to handle any real loads, it will just wear out right quick. And I would recommend oiling this part, because this is steel, this is aluminum, and once the aluminum has been exposed here, and because of that, it squeals like a fucking pig when you try to close it normally. It doesn't squeal, because I put some oil on there. Which is really nice, it's so nice. It's so nice not having that noise. Yeah, and another thing. Most of the stuff on this gun is just decoration. This front piece of wood here doesn't serve any purpose. So you can take that off without any sort of problems with the gun. It'll be a little bit harder to hold it. I mean, after all, since you have to hold over the barrel like that, kind of Fallout style. Oh, that's like that. Yeah. This is actually very similar to the gun for Fallout 3. So if you like Fallout 3, you can buy this one. And just make it a Fallout prop, because the Red Ryder guns, they all have this plastic stock. Oh shit, the stock's cracked. They all have this plastic stock that has Red Ryder printed in on it. What?
Why is it called Red Riding?
That's a damn fine question, you know. I have never really thought of why the Red Ryder gun is called that. I don't know. I guess you gotta read up on that if you want to know.
I maybe know why.
Really?
You know, you heard the story about Red Riding Hood. There was a hunter coming there and saved both of them. Maybe that was the gun he was using.
No, the Red Ryder has a cowboy printed on. It wouldn't make any sense. Well, I guess maybe the cowboy's violent? Shoots random people?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. In any case, the Red Ryder gun is called that for unknown reasons. This thing can be disassembled. This stock is a little bit small for anybody even of my size, so you can replace it by making a new one. Oh, and here's something too. Here's a definite con to the thing. There's a major cut here in the stock, which serves absolutely no purpose. I plan on epoxy filling this thing in, so that I won't have to get my fingers squeezed here anymore. You can actually cut some skin off here if you're unlucky and you hold like that and you just yeah. I put some tape there to reduce the noise when it hits the stock. Yeah. This was not this easy to pull in a few minutes ago. I oiled it like, what, a minute ago? Yeah. Oh, and here's there's a hole for the oil. Like you just pour some oil in there, and it will oil the piston and the barrel. And the barrel needs to stay oiled because it's made out of solid steel. And if you don't oil it, it will corrode. So I would recommend oiling this thing like maybe once a month or so. During heavy use, that is. Here there's this little slot to see the BBs, to see if it's loaded. If there's any BBs in the mag, they will show up here when you tilt the gun like this. Yeah. I guess that's just about it. There's very little plastic on this thing. Counter to the Red Ryder, which has the plastic lever, plastic wood, plastic grips, and yeah, a lot of plastic on that thing. There's very little plastic on this thing. I think it's just the trigger and this thing over here, along with that little button here, being made out of plastic. But beyond that, I don't think there is anything. Any major parts that are supposed to take any kind of stress are made out of steel. And I noticed that a lot of the internal parts in here are made of steel when I opened it earlier. I had to do some stuff on it. Just for example, this ring here on the front, it's not attached very well normally, so I had to put a little inlay in between here and here. There's some... one of them's gone. There's some solder in here. I put some solder here. Just squashed it and jammed it in there, and made a little band of solder here. You can see it if you look carefully, but nobody ever will. Yeah, so that's about it. If I haven't already said it, the accuracy is terrible. But yeah, it's a good gun overall. It's most certainly more interesting shooting with this thing than a normal BB gun. I mean, what's the point of shooting a gun if you're guaranteed to hit? There's no fun in that. It's like, oh, I'm a really good shot, but I have a hard time hitting with this thing. Just because it's so oddly designed. And I just did something you're never supposed to do. I just looked down the barrel of a gun like this. Always get, and a little bit of gun safety here while we're at it. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter what gun it is, always consider it loaded. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a toy, if it's a Nerf gun, if it's a BB gun, if it's a real gun. Always consider it loaded. It's a little thing I've taken to heart. If I don't know it's loaded, I always consider it loaded. If I know it's unloaded, like this thing, you clearly hear if it's loaded or not, because the BBs rattle around in here. Then I do whatever the frick I want with it, but yeah. Oh, and another little pro about this magazine. The Red Ryder BB gun can hold 400 rounds. 400 bullets. This thing can hold 700. It has a much bigger chamber, allowing it to hold 300 extra balls. BB balls. Yeah, 300 extra balls. 700 in total. You can be shooting with this thing all day without having to reload. I promise you. So yeah, that's about it. Shut the camera off.